This is the curl up, which is a great exercise for strengthening one of the sets of your stomach muscles, the ones that run from the base of the breastbone down the centre of your abdomen to the pubic bone. It's very easy to bring tension into your neck and shoulders when doing this exercise, so I'm going to show you a way that you can do it really effectively, so you don't need to do quite so many, but you get just as much, if not more, benefit from it. So we're going to do it lying on our backs, so get yourself onto your mat and get into the relaxation position. From the relaxation position, just check that your pelvis is in neutral. It will stay in neutral, but if it does tuck down a little bit into the mat, then that's absolutely fine. But what you don't want to do is have any arching in your back. So have that sense of either staying in neutral or allowing your lower back to come into the mat just a touch. You're going to interlink your fingers and you're going to place them at the back of your skull behind your neck. You want to have your elbows so they're in your peripheral vision. They don't want to be right out to the side, and come back onto the mat here. So when you do your curl up, even though your head is actually very heavy, I want you to visualize that it's as light as a feather. So you're going to think of rolling your spine from the top going down all the way up until you come up, ideally to round about the tips of your shoulder blades. Your focus is towards your knees, it's not up to the ceiling. So you're nice and lengthened and rounded in the back, and you're shortening these muscles from the base of the breastbone going all the way to the pubic bone. Now let's do a little exercise here. I want you to check that you're actually using your stomach and not pulling on your head. So you've got your head in your hands. Now I want you just to relax your head into your hands and let your hands actually support your head. So you can let go of any tension in your jaw, your face, and you feel completely relaxed. So relaxed that if you took your hands away, you don't dip back, because actually you're holding yourself up from these stomach muscles here, really pulling in these muscles. I'm going to put my hands back behind my head, and then when you lower yourself back down again, you're not leading from your head and your shoulders. You're imagining that these muscles are lengthening, so you keep your chin tucked in until you come all the way back down again. So let's do it again. We're going to come up on an out breath. So take a breath in first. As you breathe out, pull in all your abdominal muscles and your core, and imagine your head and your shoulders just floating off the mat and come all the way up to the tips of your shoulder blades by shortening these stomach muscles here. Looking towards your knees, just check that your head is relaxed back into your hands. Stay here as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, again, pulling in your tummy, imagining that these muscles are lengthening to lower you back down. You keep your chin tucked in until you're all the way back down onto the mat. Let's do it again. Take a breath in first. As you breathe out, pull in your core and all those stomach muscles, and imagine you're drawing your muscles down, which is lifting your head, neck and shoulders off the floor. Now, if I was to take my hand away, I'm staying up here, and in fact I'm going to come up a tiny bit further. See if you can really feel those muscles working. And again, if I put my hands back behind, I don't dip back down onto the mat, because again, it's my stomach muscles that are doing all the work and not my head and neck. And this way you won't put any strain through your neck. The number of people that do crunches that actually end up with neck strain. So let's do a couple more. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, looking at your knees. Now, another sense to think about, these muscles here are shortening, but if you had a piece of string from the middle of your shoulder blades running up your spine, over the top of your head, it's almost like that's lengthening you from behind and shortening you from the front. So you stay nice and long through the back of your spine, and then lengthen yourself back down onto the mat to come all the way. And you should really feel that in these abdominals, so really pull in. Let's do one where we try and take our arms away. So take a breath in first. As you breathe out, pull in all your abdominals and your core, float your head and shoulders right up to the tips of the shoulder blades. Now you can bring one arm in front and the other and stay curled up here. Now bring one hand back, don't dip. As you bring the other hand back, let's do an extra bit of a curl up from here, and then lower yourself back down onto the mat. Let's do one more like that. Take a breath in, breathe out, pull in your abdominals, float that head and shoulders up. Stay here, really pulling in your abdominals. Let's take one arm away and the other arm away. Then putting one hand back, carefully don't dip back down, use these abdominals, do an extra curl up from your abdominals and curl back down again, all the way back down. So hopefully you felt those stomach muscles. They're quite hard to find sometimes because it's so easy just to pull on your head and neck. But really focus on this is where you're working from, pulling everything in, and then you have a nice strong stomach. Thank you very much.